It's East versus West tonight as Las Vegas play host to North Carolina. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Clark County Water Reclamation District. Alongside former Manchester United keeper Gary Bailey, Michael Watrang with you for this evening's affair. Here this evening as we take a look at the Western Conference standings presented by AMR and Medic West Ambulance. And Gary, this is a team that's not far off the playoffs, but they need to start piecing together wins.
Very, very soon as well. Only 4 home games left for Las Vegas Lights. They need at least 2 wins to get back into those playoff positions. So a win tonight, an absolute must for the Lights.
The Lights had lost 4 in a row until Devin Rensing took over. They have back-to-back draws. They're close. Now can they get over the hump?
They drew at home to San Antonio, then a draw away at New Mexico. They were leading 2-1 with only minutes left. That was Herbert getting one from a corner. And then there was a nice little slide in from Knight Pickering. Johnny Rodriguez with the assist. They're looking a lot better now, Las Vegas Lights, under new coach Devin Rensing.
Conversely, for North Carolina, they have struggled on the road. We'll get to that in a second as you see where they sit on the Eastern Conference table right now. Lou City and Charleston are pulling away from the pack. North Carolina right now have to worry about Pittsburgh underneath them, Detroit underneath them, trying to make a push for one of those final playoff home games. But North Carolina, they've only taken 22 of 75 possible points since the start of 2024 on the road. It has been a struggle.
It certainly has been. They've lost 4 of the last 4. They need to get that right, although they're sitting in a good position after what's been a relatively decent season so far. But big news, there's a change in goal for North Carolina. Let's see if that changes things for them.
In the attack, though, they have 2 of the most steady players, Mikey Maldonado and Luis Perez. 12 assists this year. They're 2 of the best at creating chances.
Brilliant players, both of them, and ably assisted by the likes of Evan Conway scoring goals as well, and Pedro Dolabella. So up front, all 4 of them make a very impressive attack for North Carolina.
It's just the second ever meeting between these 2 clubs. North Carolina won the first. Will Las Vegas get back on track tonight? They're looking for their first win in 64 days. Against North Carolina, it's the starting 11s and the opening kick next.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Desert Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We are proud to offer 9 locations across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights!
Tonight's match is brought to you by Southern Nevada Water Authority. Remember to change your watering clocks for summer. Water plants and trees only 4 days a week. And by Great Clips. Time to take a look at our starting 11 for Las Vegas, brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm. Third consecutive match where they have the same starting 11. Johnny Rodriguez, our player to watch, with the club leading 7 goals.
Yeah, amazing. No changes, but what a good result they got away at New Mexico. Why would you change? Johnny Rodriguez, fantastic up front, but he needs support from the likes of Coleman Gannon and Stefan Stojanovic. They have 0 goals in a combined 22 appearances. They need to help that man, Johnny Rodriguez, up front.
Conversely, for North Carolina on the other side, Pedro Dolabella leads the club with 6 goals this season. But the key piece moving in, a new goalkeeper, Oliver Semla.
Massive news coming from Philadelphia Union on loan initially, and what a good goalkeeper he is. But Dolabella up front with Conway and Perez, 15 goals between them. That is a fantastic strike force for John Bradford there, and problems for Las Vegas Lights defenders.
So we're just about ready for kickoff here this evening between North Carolina and Las Vegas. These teams met back in October of last season. It was a 2-1 win for North Carolina. Las Vegas scored first, and then 2 first-half goals. One from Paco Craig and one from Alex Anderson propelled North Carolina to a victory over Las Vegas. It's a great night to wear the Halloween costume a couple months here early in Las Vegas. Always a fun atmosphere here to watch the lights. They'll don the blue kits this evening. North Carolina have the red kits for tonight's match. Drew Klepp makes his USL Championship debut as the center referee. He blows his whistle. North Carolina puts the ball in play, and this candle is lit this evening. North Carolina, Las Vegas squaring off. Michael Watring, Gary Bailey, and the rest of our team with you here tonight. Let's start with Las Vegas in this one. Devin Rensing said that basically we've been good, we've been okay, not great, not poor, but he does believe that there are chances for this team to get better at this point. They're certainly capable. They need to avoid the self-inflicted wounds. Conversely, for North Carolina, John Bradford, they've dealt with some injuries of late. Results have been okay. They're making a push right now to try to get into that top 4 and solidify that position here this evening. Gary, what do you think we'll see here tonight?
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup, and certainly Devin Rensing has, in picking the same team for the 3rd match since he's been in charge, is getting some stability going in the lineup, some familiarity between the players, and they're feeling comfortable that they've got a chance to show the new manager what they can achieve. Great success with Ben Pearman at Charleston Battery at Devin Rensing. So you know that he knows how to win games. He's just got to get the rest of the players to believe in his method. And for John Bradford, great season so far, and a new goalkeeper that might just bring life to the team.
Perez rockets the first shot of the game as that ball's knocked away. And then right back on it is Summersall, and he draws the foul. Patrick Leal commits the infraction. Free kick coming here for North Carolina.
Dangerous position just outside the box. You just wonder if it's going to be a strike on goal or some attempt to chip the ball in for the big guys. And having lost the last 4 on the road in all competitions, North Carolina, they'll be pretty keen to get something out of this match here just to arrest that. Not that they're in any real danger of not making the playoffs. They're in a great position, 4th in the East, and pretty certain, unless there's a disaster, to make those playoffs. But obviously want to finish as high as possible and in as good form as possible going into the playoffs.
North Carolina haven't scored a goal before the 17th minute this season. Might that change here tonight with a free kick from outside of the box? Luis Perez stands on top of this. And now it looks like Drew Klepp is going to want to backpedal.
He's just separating the North Carolina players from the wall so they can't impact or push the wall.
Mikey Maldonado also on top of it. Who will it be? Maldonado mashes through the wall, and it trickles past Arozarena and into the netting. For the first time this season, North Carolina score before the 18th minute. And it's Mikey Maldonado's 2nd of the year.
A huge deflection there. Nothing that Riker Rosarina can do about that, you would think. The ball from the free kick in a dangerous position. Just hits that body and flies into the corner, and having to readjust. Have a look at it from the goalkeeper's point of view. He's going one way, comes off the back there. I think of, is it Pedro Dolabella? he turns and salutes, although I don't know if he knows that much about it. But as you said it, normally it's the commentator's curse. This time it's the opposite. You called it into happening, and there they are, 1-0 up already on the road, North Carolina.
So it is the visitors taking the advantage against a team this season that has given up more goals than any other team in the USL Championship. 38th goal of the year conceded by Las Vegas, and they had lost their first 10 matches of the year when conceding up until the last couple draws. This ball arcs into the box. It's a nice early touch, but a stumble. Sundstrom was hustling over, and that ball nearly was perfectly executed inside of the penalty area. Perhaps a sign of things to come. They're actually going to credit Dolabella with the goal and not Maldonado.
Yeah, it certainly came off Dolabella and probably wasn't going to go in, but for that deflection. I mean, it doesn't happen without Mikey Maldonado putting some power behind that free kick.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game presented by Finley Toyota. What are your keys of the match?
Well, Devin Rensing saying no more mistakes. I think you alluded to it a little bit earlier. Las Vegas, last match, Raiko Rosarina just strolling back to his goal and got chipped by Valentin Noel, of all people, the ex-Las Vegas star. And that was a poor goal to give away. And for North Carolina, John Bradford saying we need to do better with possession. We're good in transition only when we use that possession well. That's the focus that he wants from his team tonight.
It's a North Carolina team that is 4th lowest possession numbers in the league. They typically do much better when they have less than 50% of possession. We'll find out how that plays out here this evening. It's Gannon on the left. Gannon was trying to play that ball early, and you sense the frustration up in front.
It's interesting, they're not the only team who prefers to play with less than 50% possession. Lou City, funny enough, talking to Danny Cruz, he says we prefer to play in transition as well. Teams that have quick strikers and accurate midfielders to play balls through the back, they tend to like to play into space, in which case they bring the opposition onto them, so there's space behind into which to play, becoming a more and more a feature of modern day soccer.
Patrick Berner lifting this high and over the top. It trickles inside of the 18 once more, and Las Vegas are able to deal with this much better, but it rolls past Nigro and out, and a sloppy start to this one for Las Vegas. He said that they've given away silly chances in the couple matches that he's been at the helm for. They just haven't put away some of their better chances that they've had. Difficult position taking over at this point in the year, but definitely a team in the West where it's really anybody's ball game to make those final couple playoff spots. Maldonado tosses high into the sky. It's a nice initial touch. It rolls beyond the reach of Evan Conway, however. Cervania. That ball ping-pongs off of 2. Back into the 18. Now the break in the other direction. A galloping run here for Nigro. He straddles the line, stays in play, cuts it across. It gets pushed right back by Cervania for Semla, who clears it away. Those that follow the league closely know that Oliver Semla was great when he was with Lou City a couple of years ago. Set the USL rookie record for clean sheets in a season. He had 11 that year, or 12 that year rather. Was one shy of the Lou City club record. This ball over the top and the flag up on Rodriguez. Last season, Semla was with Philly Union, 4 clean sheets and 17 starts. And so far this year, he's been mostly an MLS Next Pro. 5 starts, 5 goals allowed.
There's a danger man, Johnny Rodriguez, just getting caught slightly offside there, but I don't think being 1-0 down will bother Las Vegas. They were 1-0 down against San Antonio in the first match in which Devin Rensing was in charge. They were 1-0 down, courtesy of former star Valentin Noel, away at New Mexico, and came back in both those games to get a draw. So no reason why they can't do the same here tonight.
They've been much better at home as well. This is clearly a place where they've excelled. 14 of their 20 points have come on this pitch for the year. This ball bounces out at midfield. Herbert lays it off. And Las Vegas will try to restart. A team that was really going through the grinder until Devin Rensing took over, as they made the change as the leader of this group. Overall, they've lost 8 of their last 12 matches, though, just trying to right the ship. And that's been the biggest challenge that Devin Rensing has had to go through. It's not just the play on the field and changing that effort between the lines. It's changing the mindset and the mentality of this group, that there is talent, there is skill. It's just finding a way to win matches. This ball over the top. It stays down this time, does the flag, as it bounces back to Semla, and John Bradford again putting his hands up at his side.
Just to your point about what happened before Devin Rensing arrived, they weren't just losing matches, they were getting absolutely smashed. They lost 6-0 at El Paso, 4-0 before that at Orange County, 3-4 against FC Tulsa. So in 3 matches, they've conceded 14 goals. Now, as you said, they've conceded more goals than anybody else in the USL. They've got to find a way to keep it tighter at the back, and they've got some talent going forward. They've got to give that talent a chance to win matches by being defensively solid.
Coleman Gannon slightly off again. Las Vegas flirting with the line. Yeah, the recipe right now for Las Vegas is that of a team that sits at the bottom of the table. Most goals allowed, second fewest goals scored. But we know what Devin Rensing is capable of when you look at the Ben Pierman outline and what Ben Pierman did with Charleston Battery the last couple of years. They have been far and away either the best or the second best team in the entire league. And Devin Rensing said that they want to get to that same level of play. He feels like they have pieces that can do that, but it's just such a short window. You don't have that preseason to be able to go through it. There's been a lot of makeover within this roster, and now trying to take care of business here at the finishing portions of this year. And if they're going to do it, they have to win at home. But it's this match and then a suddenly surging Lexington match next week in these 2 home matches that are going to be challenging to get the full complement of points.
Well, absolutely. 10 games to go. 4 of them at home, and you need to win, I would think, probably 5 games, because they're 2 wins behind just getting to the playoff line. So basically have to win all 4 home games and still pick up a few points on the road. Big challenge.
This ball into the box. It gets knocked once. 3 different North Carolina players get around it, and then Gannon flies it forward as the whistle blows for a foul.
Just to pick up on that point about they have a chance. A couple of weeks ago, you wouldn't have thought Hartford or Lexington were going to make it, and they've both gone on an unbelievable run, and they're both looking comfortable somewhere above the playoff line. So again, if you can put 3 or 4 wins together, you can shoot up the table. That's what Las Vegas need to do, and if anyone can make them do it, Devin Rensing probably is their man.
And think about what Hartford did tonight, a 3-0 win against Rhode Island. Sure, Rhode Island scuffling this season as this ball's clipped across, knocked down by Herbert. Rosarena over to get it. They just sold Mamadou Zhang to Minnesota United after the Jaeger Cup matchup on Wednesday. That's an elite goal scoring talent, and they let him go, and they come out and they score 3 goals tonight in a victory. So
not bad.
You can say sometimes maybe personnel isn't the exact same, but if you lose your elite goal scorer, a man that's been great since the start of last year for Hartford, and they can make this push, there's no doubt that this Las Vegas team, powered by Johnny Rodriguez, who scored a dozen goals in each of the last 2 years, can lead this Las Vegas Lights team to the postseason. Out of the reach of Nigro here, and a throw in coming. Las Vegas without a shot so far. 3 for North Carolina, including the goal in the 3rd minute. Kind of an excuse me goal on Maldonado's free kick that skims the backside of Dolabella and falls into the right side of the netting. Just past to Rosarena. 1-0, North Carolina out in front. Here's Pickering. Pickering picks his spot, hooks it wide right.
Not bad from Knight Pickering there. Just working the ball 25 yards out. Got the ability to score 3 goals already this season. Clever player. Scored in the last match against New Mexico as well, linking extremely well with Johnny Rodriguez. But in the same way that North Carolina scored by getting a free kick on the edge of the box, yes, it's a lucky deflection, but you put the pressure on, you get the free kicks, you get the corners, the set pieces, and it's likely that something will go your way. That's what Las Vegas have to do at home. Dominate this match, possession, pressure. New goalkeeper Oliver Semler maybe hasn't settled in with his defenders. Get him tested. I want to see Las Vegas more on the front foot.
Now they have to defend, however, as Burner tosses this around. It's going to splash down and trickle on over to Cervenia. Leaves it behind. And a chance to recycle this here for North Carolina, looking the part on the road of a top 4 team in a very good Eastern Conference. Conway pulls it back. Quick pivots there from Pearson. Evades 2, now whips it to the sideline where Gannon is tracking it down. Gannon surveys, Nigro underlaps, now slams the brakes on. Gannon still has it. He's inside of the box, twists it around. Stepping right in front of Rodriguez was Stojanovic. And it will come to a rest for Semlop.
Yeah, Johnny Rodriguez was just lining up a shot then when Stojanovic got in his way. And I think this is an important game for Stefan Stojanovic. 14 games, no goals as the main striker. This is his 3rd match in a row that he's been kept up front. But if he doesn't score, you start to think that Devin Rensing might want to change things. And he does have 2 players on the bench who I actually thought might get a start. Certainly I think we'll see them second half. Mackenzie Gaines is a new signing, and Thomas McNamara, both very experienced players. I think they will get into this team if anyone here today doesn't perform the way the coach wants them to.
Yeah, I would think that this would be the last phase of this starting 11 if they don't produce here this evening. And there might be those changes, as you mentioned. McNamara is 34 years of age. He's seen it all, including his time in MLS. No doubt will be a strong fixture to the 11 the rest of the season as you take another look at this foul against Nigro. And Craig, or Gartig rather.
Yeah, just the coming together of feet there. I don't think there was anything nasty in that. But onto those 2 new signings, John Bradford mentioned them both, saying these are 2 good players. He said, you know, you're playing Las Vegas with a very, very good new coach, 2 good signings with all the experience from the world. He said this is going to be a tough match here tonight, and I think it will be.
Maldonado heaves it across the park. Bryce Washington. Through the middle, Maldonado so often pulls the strings as he tosses this over the top, and the cross ends up behind Arena's cage.
Unfortunately didn't strike it that well there, Luis Perez, but you could see Pedro Dolabella at the near post put his hands up and said, I was in the space, I knew that you saw me, you couldn't get the cross in, but just keep trying and I will keep making those runs.
Nigro waits, this ball won't fall out of the sky quickly enough. Burner knocks it back. Quickly to his left, Dolabella. He loses it, however. Las Vegas trying to get out of their own end. Budati. It's great pressure here from North Carolina, trying to force the giveaway, and indeed they do. Washington, though, come in hard, and he's going to be the first man to see a yellow card tonight. Bryce Washington, the central defender, is booked here in the 18th minute.
I'd like to see that again because that looked potentially like a really bad tackle. Let's see how high is the boot up here. Can't hardly see from that angle, but if the moment you lift your boot off the ground and the studs are high, that is potentially a red card offense. There's plenty of discomfort on the ground there. Again, referees don't get the chance to see this again, so yellow card it is, unless the referee gets any information from his assistant ref on the side of the pitch. Not a happy chappy on the ground at all there, and Bryce Washington's going to have to be extremely careful with his next tackles.
I think that was Budati. Yeah, it was Budati, the one that got taken out.
The referee gave that yellow, but I think there's a possibility there that from a different angle it might have been a lot worse. Again, referees don't get that chance to see from different angles. Maybe this will tell us. No, I think his foot was a little bit lower. It came up afterwards, but there's a lot of throwing hands around there from Yunus Badadi. I think at the end, probably a yellow card is the correct decision.
Let's see if Las Vegas can right the ship here with just one shot so far as they try to pull level. Rodriguez leaves it for Nigro. 20th minute of play. Dolabella's excuse me goal in the 3rd minute as North Carolina out in front 1-0. Michael Watring, Gary Bailey and our team with you here tonight. Good to have you along for the ride. Las Vegas looking to win for the first time since June. Over the top, this ball rolls for Rodriguez. Fires it back to try to regain some space. Nigro has it. He shifts it over to the right-hand side. Budadi awaits. Accelerates beyond his defender. Lifts it across. Rodriguez pounces on it. It falls to Pickering. Stoyanovic's shot is blocked by Washington.
That's better from the home side, on the front foot, getting the ball in the box, causing problems. That's what the fans want to see, more importantly. It's what new coach Devin Rensing wants to see.
And now Washington is down, but he had that great block on this one.
Good ball to the far post. Johnny Rodriguez does well to get it back into the danger area. Just drops here, and Stojanovic has that shot blocked, as you say. Well blocked. And they managed to clear it, but that's good pressure. And you keep getting balls into those dangerous areas, every chance that you eventually get one in the back of the net.
The Las Vegas Lights are proud to be working with Southern Nevada Authority. Remember to change your watering clocks during the summer. Water plants and trees only 4 days a week. Well, Bryce Washington has one of the most interesting pregame rituals of any player. He eats Skittles, but only the red ones. Every other color he'll toss over his shoulder before the game.
I've heard of some pre-game routines. Normally it's putting your shirt on as you walk down the tunnel, or the more obvious ones. That's very different.
He thinks of it as good luck. And so far tonight, he has picked up a yellow card, and I think he was stepped on in that last one. So the luck through 20 minutes for himself personally not great, but his team good. 1-0 leaders here.
And I think he'll take that at the end of the day. If they leave here with 3 points, it'll be a great 3 points to get, and just confirmation of how good this North Carolina side are and how well John Bradford has done as coach.
John Bradford, 5th season, won the USL League One title back in 2023. Here's Pearson. Somersault knocks it away from Rodriguez. Conway can't hold on to it. Gartig gets the piece. Bodies get tangled up. Ultimately, it's Somersault, though, that comes away with it as he rips it forward for Conway off of his chest. Gannon back to rescue. Gannon had a really influential performance against San Antonio a couple weeks ago. Really showcased himself well. The flag up easily here against Stojanovic. But as you mentioned, hasn't scored this season. Hasn't had an assist this season. And when you're playing up top for a team that is trying to score goals, you have to be a player that can create those chances in the final third.
I agree with you 100% there. Funny enough, I thought last season he played really well. He was a dangerous player. Him and Valentin Noel combined so well on that left-hand side most of the time. Coleman Gannon, he's got great skills, But to your point, we really haven't seen them this season. And again, another player that if he doesn't impress Devin Rensing soon, you get the sense that the McNamara's on the bench and Mackenzie Gaines will come in and maybe take his place. So another player in which I really feel tonight is a massive night for the likes of Coleman Gannon and Stefan Stojanovic.
There's definitely one thing you can never question with Gannon, and that's his intensity and energy level. He's always hustling around the pitch. And Devin Rensing did say that he wants to have open lines to everybody on the roster. Wants it to be open and honest within the group. Rodriguez pops out. A cluster in the middle of the field. Gannon the only one on this left-hand side. Never sees the ball. Instead, it's Dolabella. Gannon thought he got shoved down by Herbert. Did not. Nigro. Leal. This ball just flutters into no man's land. Easily taken by Perez. Louis Perez dances, beats the first man, but that is great recovery right there by Herbert to deny that chance from Louis Perez.
Herbert's done so well since he joined from New Mexico United, scoring against his old team last week. Does, as you say, get in a really good block there. Just shows you how dangerous North Carolina is. Last 10 minutes has been all Las Vegas, creating, controlling, getting the ball in the opposition box, and then just one quick breakaway. And North Carolina on the edge of Rose Arena's box.
Mikey Maldonado chucks it inside of the penalty area. It skims off of the first. It comes down to the left foot of Tristan Hodge and falls right into the hands of Rose Arena. He wants to go fast as well. North Carolina back to recover. Stojanovic looks for choices and elects to play back. Rodriguez was hopeful to get it forward.
Amazing. Of all the chances and the pressure Las Vegas have had for 10 minutes, a breakaway, North Carolina get a really good chance there. Tristan Hodge, if he hits it either side of the keeper, that could find its way into the back of the net. And again, it's this sort of efficiency in front of goals that Las Vegas need to improve on. Certainly North Carolina have shown this season they can be very good in front of goal.
Hodge hasn't scored since 2021, and you know he has to be sitting there thinking that might be the best chance I get this season. How did I miss that?
Well, he was on target. I'll give him that. I mean, there's a lot of fullbacks who would stick that way over the top of the crossbar.
This ball lifted across. Stojanovic was the target. Never gets anywhere close to him as Washington sends it away. And now off to the races goes Evan Conway again. Conway pauses, lays it up top. Somersault, twirls. Conway strikes. Off of the block, gets it back and gives it to Budati. Well, Devin Rensing has seen North Carolina a couple times this season, coaching Charleston. He said they're different than our previous two opponents. They have a back five, they counterattack quickly, they have the players that hurt you. You have to be willing to go around them at times because of how well coached they are defensively. Across the park it goes. Burner. Nutmegs. Nigro carries on. Tosses it around. Gartig stymies the chance. And now Gannon. Sundstrom comes up to cover. This ball rolls down the field. Rodriguez is there. He gets taken out. There is no whistle.
Tashu was taken out. I thought he was already diving before the contact even came. And referee just says play on.
Budati has it back on the right. He wanted the ball back. It never reaches him. Instead, Maldonado cleans things up and gets the ball away. Well, a quick glance around. The rest of the West Phoenix has already scored 3 times in the opening half hour. And the rising league, Colorado Springs, 3-1. Gannon tosses this across. Stoyanovic's shot off of a defender. What that means is that Phoenix Rising has moved up to 28 points into a tie for 5th. Probably benefits Las Vegas with Colorado Springs sitting a couple points above. Somersault picks up the yellow card here. Second defender to pick one up.
Got to be careful, North Carolina. They get too many defenders on yellow cards. There's always the danger that there's no one left to do the professional yellow card. Nobody to tug someone back from the edge of the box.
North Carolina have 6 of the 8 shots so far, but all it takes is one. And can Christopher Pearson put one into a really good position here? The Jamaican. Pearson power drives this around to the back post, and that ball hits the advertising wall, out of play.
It's a pity. Those are good free kicks if you can get them into the right areas. He was bending it in towards goal, but just overcooked it completely. And, you know, sometimes it's those free kicks, or as we saw with North Carolina, you get a free kick, you get it on target, you know, good things happen, deflection. When you overcook it like that, no one gets a chance to even impact the game. So it's a wasted opportunity there for Las Vegas Lights.
John Bradford said that Las Vegas was a group that he thought was underperforming. There's new personnel there, thinks that there can be a resurgence. But his biggest message to his team is don't look at the table, don't look at the recent results. Let's go play our game and take care of business against Las Vegas. Stojanovic challenges Semla, who nearly gave it away.
And that wouldn't have been the right thing to do on his debut there, Oliver Semla. Lose the ball on the edge of the box, but experienced goalkeeper, and it's a nice addition to the team. Not that Jake Maguire is not good enough, but you've got 2 quality goalkeepers now battling it out for that #1 position.
Hey, Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen for more on the official protein drink of your Las Vegas Lights, and visit drinkpromino.com. Las Vegas have only scored 5 first-half goals on the season. Very much been slow starters this year. Gannon hustles. Semla is out again, and Semla does the defending.
It still has been a positive first half to some degree for Las Vegas Lights. The goal aside, which, you know, once you give away the free kick, you can't do much about it, the deflection. They've been on the front foot, better than, of course, before Devin Rensing arrived. And his last 2 matches has been an XG of 1.55 and 1.49 against both San Antonio and New Mexico away, which are both tough sides. So I think he's brought creativity back into the Las Vegas Lights team. They've had 3 goals over those 2 matches, so they've been scoring as well. They've just been conceding unnecessarily. That's been their big Achilles heel all season. Once again, they gave away a free kick in a dangerous position, and here they are 1-0 down.
A giveaway, though. Gannon has it. It gets caught up underneath his feet. Gannon gets space. Ricochets it off of Sundstrom. Pearson resettles in the final quarter hour of this first half. North Carolina 1, Las Vegas 0. Maldonado's free kick skims Dolabella in the back in the 3rd minute. And that's the only goal in this game. 1-0 the advantage for North Carolina in the second all-time meeting between these 2 clubs. Michael Watring, Gary Bailey, and the rest of our team with you here. Great to have you on board with us. That ball falls to nobody in particular, and it's ushered out there by Jaden Cervania. The only other match currently ongoing, Monterey Bay 0, San Antonio 0. That's at halftime. El Paso have beaten Sac Republic 1-0. Torres's goal in the 41st minute ends up holding up there, and Sacramento gets the PK shootout win in the Jaeger Cup on Wednesday, and then unable to score. So they haven't scored in regulation at all this week.
Yeah, I'm guessing all that travel and the excitement and hard work of that Jaeger Cup win against the Loudon side, who on the night were probably the better team and had better chances, probably took it out of them, and they just couldn't quite perform against El Paso. But they're safe in a playoff spot in the West. Las Vegas, on the other hand, need a whole bunch of wins. And right now, 1-0 down. If they don't win here today, they really are not giving themselves many games left in which to do the wins. There's 9 games left after this one. Only 3 more at home, 6 on the road. And they need to win, I'd say 4, maybe 5 of those games. Wow, it's a big ask.
I mean, you're looking up right now at Orange County sitting in 8th. They would be the final playoff team at 27 points. That means Las Vegas right now are 7 points away from a tie of a playoff position. They'd have to leapfrog 3 other teams just to even get there on top of that. But if they win this game, get the 3 points, they're 4 points off the pace. They leapfrog a team. They put themselves in a position to try to make the postseason at that point. But as we've talked about, you're getting down to the wire of this one. And think about some of the road trips that you have. You finished the year with 5 of 6 on the road, and that includes Lou City and Pittsburgh, which is never easy to play in. So
yeah,
how many points can you realistically expect to get away from those 2?
Back to the same point, they've got to win here today.
Gannon has plenty of real estate here. Sundstrom has done well defensively. Gannon runs at him, gets to his left. Gannon shoots it. It ricochets across. It gets nudged aside, however. Another promising attack doesn't find its way to Semla.
Oh, there were 2 players, like Knight Pickering and Stefan Stojanovic there in the box, and they were level with each other. So when Coleman Gannon pulled it back, it went behind both of them. And you could see Gannon's frustration that they didn't stagger it, you know. 1 6 yards out, 1 10 yards out, for example. That way you cover any type of pullback, but they were next to each other. Coleman Gannon really annoyed there.
Gannon, this time, completely mishits it. But it stays with the lights. Leal. Too much on that touch, but comes back to Pearson. I mentioned the possession numbers for North Carolina earlier. When they get a lead, very difficult to try to break down from that point because they're more than content with playing this brand of football. Nigro chases, a couple ricochets. Rodriguez curls it around, and they do blow the whistle on Nigro for the foul.
He's been a good player for them, Gennaro Nigro, these last couple of seasons. Started his football at Potenza in Italy, so in Roma. He's got a very, very good background in terms of soccer IQ, etc. Makes this run down the line, just can't quite get to the ball, just nudges the back there of Somersol, hence the free kick.
The throw comes along that right-hand side. Gannon puts his arms up. Gannon, though, has to retreat after this as it goes over the head. Looks like right now just the crosses for Las Vegas are nowhere close. They're just struggling to string together those passes inside of the box.
Yeah, 100% correct. There's been 3 or 4 really poor efforts, either from free kicks or cross field balls or crosses themselves. Quality hasn't been there.
We're going to get a yellow card, and who is that going to go to?
Is that for wasting time?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go, I think that's Burner. And John Bradford asking, doesn't he get a warning for that?
Little clash of heads there. Now the North Carolina bench really incenses Pedro Dolabella goes down. I'd like to see that again. think it was it looked like a fair challenge. Let's just keep an eye out for elbows. To be fair, Gartig's way above him, so you can't blame Gartig, but there was a little bit of an elbow flying around there. I don't think it's worthy of a card, from what I can see. Depends on how the referee, Drew Klemp, feels about it.
Chance to grab some water here. Hydration break presented by Flow Natural Spring Water in this first half. 1-0 the advantage for North Carolina. Devin Rensing using this as a chance for some in-game adjustments here real quick. And they are going to give a card to Elias Gartig. He's the first Lights player that sees a yellow after 3 North Carolina players had been booked.
It's a tough one on him because he's got so high above Pedro Dolabella that where else is his elbow going to go? But I guess at the same time, you do have to protect players being hit in the face. That man, by the way, got a cracking goal against Detroit City last time out in that home draw. Struck one just from the edge of the box into the far corner. So he's on a good little streak at the moment in front of goal.
He had the game winner the last time North Carolina won on the road. June 6th, he scored in the 94th minute of a 1-0 win. A player that John Bradford said is having a really good year in the USL Championship for the first time. Now is asking him, can he add more layers to his game? Off of the restart, Conway backpedals, a Rosarena. Really nice catch.
Nice and positive from the big goalkeeper at the back, the Cuban international. Gets up nice and high and holds on to it under quite a bit of pressure there. Evan Conway just backing into him. Holds on to it. Came in for a lot of criticism last week against New Mexico. Kicked the ball out of touch, took a stroll back to goal. And Valentin Noel saw him strolling back and hit a beautiful shot right over his head into the top corner. But any goalkeeper will tell you, you've got to race to get back in goal and then you relax. You can't stroll back, but got caught out, and Devin Rensing saying it was an error, shouldn't have done it. And hopefully he won't do it again.
Final few minutes of this first half, a 3rd-minute goal. The fastest of the season for North Carolina sits as the difference. The Lights 4 shots, none have been on target. A giveaway. Great ball over Perez, or no, Conway rather, sorry. Hodge fires it back and Semla resettles. Nigro will watch this one bounce down. He will keep it in play. Here, I think John Bradford say this is a critical part of the game. These are the moments that he talked about with us. He said there have just been some moments where we've let our foot off the gas at times, and we've had some self-inflicted wounds. Wants to play a full 90, locked in from start to finish. Gartig. Rodriguez pops out as an outlet. Pickering can't hold on to it. Pearson. This is what Devin Rensing was talking about. You have to play around. Look at how many bodies are in the middle channels. Sundstrom pokes that one away. Burner gets over there and swings it back down the park. Rodriguez. Can they attack with pace this time? Nigro.
The entire North Carolina team is getting behind that ball there, maybe bar Evan Conway, and there's not much space, especially as you say through the middle, but even out wide they've got everyone back in that low block. Very difficult to break down, and this Vegas Lights are huffing and puffing but not making the goalkeeper Oliver Semler work at all in this first half.
Gartig. Here's Gannon. Nigro. Rodriguez. Sundstrom picks his pocket. Burner cannot get it past the sliding Nigro. Nigro hooks this. Not enough on that. Leal was making the short run. Herbert back for Gartig. Hey, Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen to check out the new Family 4-pack. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 2 popcorn boxes. Five minutes of first half stoppage time in this one. Rodriguez has it. Rodriguez rockets, and yet again the defense steps in front to knock it away. North Carolina look for the counter now here in first half stoppage time. Dolabella. Herbert defends. Dolabella leaves it. It's Perez. A collision, and it's Perez that commits the foul.
And Perez was hoping just to get in front there and win a penalty. He was a split second away from being able to do that. Well, actually, when you see it from that way, he does get the ball first. That was interesting. But I think he might have been falling as he got to the ball, hence the referee didn't feel it was rose to the level of a penalty. But I thought initially there the defender got the ball first, but not so.
Over the top now, more direct this time. Gannon is on the right. He gets to this ball, now goes 1v1 against Cervenia. Gannon curls it around, cannot beat Washington as it gets knocked out. Gannon flip-flopping to that right-hand side, looks for space. Around it goes for a backpedaling Nigro, but he is offside.
When he's looking down the line as well, you can see he's frustrated. Shouldn't get caught offside when you can see the entire line there. Just keep yourself goal side. Yeah, there's no point throwing your arm at the official. That's on you. And he's an experienced player, the captain. He shouldn't get caught like that. Again, it's been a first half of, as you said earlier, a lot of misplaced passes, getting caught offside. I think 4 or 5 times in this first half. It's untidy. And in contrast, North Carolina, they've been solid, they've defended well. Yes, lucky with the goal, but they've just put in I can't think of a better word than a good solid performance first half. And here they are 1-0 up.
Somewhat of the story for a John Bradford coach team. Typically solid, and that's been the exact case here through the opening 45, midway through stoppage time here as well. Now can they finish things off, or will the Lights find a response here? Nigro has plenty of space on this left-hand side. What's his service look like now? Low liner across. Semla punches it away. Gannon just could not settle at the top of the 18.
That was actually worth the shot. We haven't seen much coming from Las Vegas in terms of strikes on goal. That's the first save, I think, that Oliver Semler's had to make, first proper save. And yes, he's going to make the save, you would think, but where does the sort of rebound go? Now, this time it escapes the clutches of a Las Vegas player.
Leal is there. He tosses it back. And how about that? The blocks right now of North Carolina have been mesmerizing. They're in the right place at the right time every time.
So far they have been, but if Las Vegas keep this sort of pressure up, unfortunately a free kick there, but they keep that pressure up, something will fall for them eventually. Just mentioning Semler's save, pushed it away from danger. And this one here into space, head up, knocks it back again. A good defensive block, but you do fancy that Vegas will eventually find the gap they're looking for if they just keep up this level of pressure.
Las Vegas growing into this one, and maybe something to build on going into the second half. North Carolina leading by a goal to 0. Dolabella was offside, so 1 more minute to go here in the first half. Gartig. Nigro fires it over the head, but it does bounce down on that right-hand side. It's Gannon. Gannon dodging, darting, bouncing it off the defender. It just trickles past that first man. Gannon back over to the sideline. It'll be a throw, and it'll be the final actions here this first half. Accelerating through the middle. Left-footed ball around. Rodriguez nearly gets over there. Semler is able to dive on top of it and smother it on our final action of this first half. And some moments to build on for Las Vegas at the end of this first half.
Good last 10 minutes from Las Vegas Lights. If they can be patient second half and keep this pressure up, every chance they can get back into this game. For North Carolina, haven't been doing enough on the front foot for me in this first half since they scored. I think John Bradford will want them to be a lot more positive second half and not allow Las Vegas to put them under so much pressure.
On a coast-to-coast trip, North Carolina have the advantage. It is a free kick in the 3rd minute. Maldonado rips one off the backside of Dolabella, and the visitors have the 1-0 edge here at halftime. We'll step out for a break. Our halftime report comes your way when we return.
Comprehensive cancer centers, the most advanced treatments and breakthrough research are helping our patients thrive. But some of our most powerful treatments are preventative. This begins together in our community through awareness, outreach, education, and support. From healthier living and self-checks to screening for early detection, we can now find and treat some cancers before they strike. We're doing this together, Southern Nevada, and teamwork saves lives.
My name is Melvin Hicks. Friends call me, and all the people call me Mr. Hicks. I appreciate you guys. I'm here because this is my job. This is what I do. I mean, it's a exciting time to just be here with the team. I love it, man, and get to do the ushering and get to do the gatekeeping here. This place right here is fantastic, and the energy never misses, because you know why? We got the greatest team ever. The Lights. You see what I'm saying?
Hello, my name is Ramon Martin del Campo, City of Henderson police officer and former Las Vegas Lights team captain. My mother, Susie, desperately waited for a second chance after years of fighting kidney disease. Through a paired kidney exchange program, she was able to receive the gift of life through transplant. Currently, about 85% of Americans waiting need a kidney transplant. I am a living kidney donor. Nevadans are giving. Join us at wearenevadans.org.
Nobody beats the flow quite like life in Las Vegas as we welcome you back here to halftime of this one. Today's halftime is presented by Southern Nevada Water Authority. Remember to change your watering clocks for summer. Water plants and trees. Only 4 days a week. North Carolina 1, Las Vegas 0. The pro pathway is on full display in the USL. Let's take a look at how things are going.
No one said it would be easy, but the USL Academy to professional pathway is blazing a successful trail. More than 10 players on USL rosters are Academy products with professional contracts. A big deal and a big decision. Why? The pathway includes options. For many prospects, that's college soccer. Finn Sundstrom plays for North Carolina FC on an Academy contract. He now has valuable pro experience, but remains an amateur player. A different path is played out in Phoenix. 17-year-old Jamison Ping, a Phoenix Rising Academy member since age 12, was signed to a professional contract. This is now his career. Andy Chapman from Phoenix Rising FC joins us now. And Andy, Jamison Ping is very special to you because you've seen his process really from beginning to its current state. So what is it like to see something come to fruition through the academy process?
Yeah, no, it's obviously been exciting for seeing someone be given the opportunity, someone that's been on the fields with them for the last 5 years. I've gone through the whole process.
This entire landscape, big picture, coaches that are in your shoes on other clubs, all of you guys kind of in the same boat making this work?
Yeah, Liz, I think USL got a unique opportunity, and I think everyone's kind of using it to their advantage here. We should really push your players from a youth standpoint into that pro environment, and it's a step up, and it's not for everybody. It's an endless opportunity for us to continue to grow.
USL clubs use their academies. Nearly 100 players have achieved academy contracts, opening doors for youth players to achieve their dreams of turning professional.
North Carolina lead 1-0 at halftime. Might a future star be born on this pitch right now? Halftime here in Las Vegas. 1-0 the differential. We'll step out for a break and take a look around the rest of the USL when we come back.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
We're here to support the best, the club, and the community.
We don't stop chanting, we don't stop drumming,
yelling and screaming and chanting.
We'll follow them wherever, pretty much. That's just the love that we have for our team.
We want to be the loudest people, and we want you to hear where we are at.
People in this town love this team, pack these stands out for every single game.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Back here at the break for our Southern Nevada Water Authority halftime show. North Carolina 1, Las Vegas 0 at the half. As we take a look at the news and the notes around the USL, some exciting news. Groundbreaking in Sacramento, $175 million budget for Sacramento. They're at the rail yards. It'll seat about 15,000 people as it gets ready for the start of the 2027 season. Already one of the jewels of American soccer, Pittsburgh will expand their facility to 15,000 people in the coming years and really make that just a truly great place to watch the match. And then the semifinals, it'll be Rhode Island. Sacramento's got to travel across the country again. And then Hartford and the USL League One side, Greenville, on September 10th. Team of the week for week 24. As you take a look at things, Archimedes Ordonez had a brace in his second match for Loudoun up top. Of course, Lou City always has to have a few people in there. Pierce Rizzo's having a really nice showing for Phoenix. Speaking of the pro player pathway, he has scored tonight as well after being a part of the team of the week in week 24. Benny Fellhaber doing a good job with Oakland, trying to get that team into the postseason here this season. As we take a look at the scores from around the rest of the league, and here's some of the ones that we've been keeping our eye on. Lexington is playing very well. They were trailing 1-0 until the 82nd minute. Corey Burke ties it, and then Joe Hafferty wins it in the 92nd minute of that matchup. Augie Williams ties against Birmingham in the 66th minute with a goal, and FC Tulsa gets Khalil El Medkar's goal to propel themselves over the top of Orange County. Detroit City and Tampa Bay went through a couple-hour weather delay, but Detroit City ends up winning. El Paso beats Sacramento. Mentioned that one already. How about the halftime score? Phoenix got off and rolling. They scored twice in the first 11 minutes, including Pierce Rizzo in the 11th. Zach Zandy got one back, and then Hope Avayevu in the 26th minute puts Phoenix Rising out in front 3-1. That matchup at halftime. All Western Conference matches that we're keeping our eyes on for where Las Vegas sits on the table right now. Those scores brought to you by Silk Title Company. And at halftime of this matchup, we sit at 1-0 in favor of North Carolina. Step out for a break. Halftime highlights come your way right around the corner.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Desert Radiology and by Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Michael and Gary back with you as we look at the halftime highlights of this one. Las Vegas and North Carolina meeting for just the second time, and in the 3rd minute, Pedro Dolabella gets one of the easiest goals he'll ever have.
Not so sure he knew too much about it. It hit him on the way in. Unfortunately for Raiko Rosarina, he's going one way. He can't readjust quickly enough, and that ball ends up in the back of the net.
Dolabella makes it 1-0, fastest goal of the season for North Carolina. And then in the 24th minute, it was a long throw for Maldonado, and Tristan Hodge was standing right there, nearly put it away.
He gets it on target, but straight at the goalkeeper. If it's left or right, maybe it would have been the second goal. Good pressure coming from the visiting side, and goalkeeper with a good pair of hands just to grab that ball.
So it stayed that way, and then at the very end of this first half, it comes from this left-hand side. Need more of this if you're Las Vegas. Hard, low crosses that Oliver Semla had to punch away.
I think that was his only save in the entire first half. Semla Nigro doing well to get it on target. Unlikely he beats the keeper, but forces him to push the ball out into a dangerous area. And that's what Las Vegas Lights were able to do. They were better on the front foot, but unfortunately, they conceded from that free kick they gave away on the edge of their box early in that first half.
Each team had 6 shots. North Carolina had the only 2 shots officially on target in that opening 45 minutes of play. Las Vegas, they need a comeback. They have not come back after conceding first this season, and they'll try to make that happen here this evening against a North Carolina side that has been steady. They have won all 3 times that they've scored first on the road this year. Two changes in the 11 for Las Vegas as well. Chris Pearson and Knight Pickering are out. It is Mackenzie Gaines and Rory O'Driscoll coming in to the lineup for Devin Rensing at halftime.
Well, we did suggest that if some of the players in that first 11 weren't going to perform, that Devin Rensing would make changes. Thought he might have waited 10-15 minutes, but he's pulled the trigger already. Just sending the sort of instruction to the team that, hey, if you're not going to perform at the level, I have options on the bench, and good options that I'm going to take advantage of. And he's still got Thomas McNamara, who I expect to see in the second half at some stage as well.
Second match for Gaines, who played 13 minutes last week. And now in the second half, ready to get underway. Las Vegas in those blue kits. Red kits for North Carolina. Second half starts. And can the Lights come back here against a stingy North Carolina side? Michael Watring, the former Manchester United keeper, Gary Bailey, and the rest of our team, inviting you to come hang out with us the rest of the way in this one. Las Vegas had the higher expected goals in that first half. Put themselves in good positions, and now we get a whistle here before we can even really get rolling. Half minute in, and it looks like Finn Sundstrom is down.
Just wondering if there was any contact at all, because the match has just literally kicked off. But back to these 2 changes Devin Rensing's made. Nice and positive. I like the attitude. I like the fact that if he's not getting what he wants first half, and to your point, there's a higher XG for the home side, agreed with that, but they also had more touches in the opposition box. They also had almost double the final third entries, so they were definitely a slightly more aggressive and positive side in that first half. To be fair, it's an unlucky free kick to, deflected free kick beats you. So all in all, it wasn't a bad first half for Las Vegas Lights. The difference is they must get 3 points today, whereas North Carolina don't need to. A draw on the road would be good. A win would be fantastic. A loss they can deal with. For Las Vegas, anything less than 3 points, and they're making it very difficult to make those playoffs.
North Carolina has moved into third above Loudoun as it stands. Of course, you want to try to be one of those top 4 to get a home playoff match. And with how teams below North Carolina are playing, points will be gladly accepted the rest of the way as they go back home to take on a suddenly scorching hot Hartford team next week. That ball rolls out of play. That was Mackenzie Gaines that was in the picture. first time North Carolina have won this season on the road. They have won by a clean sheet. Putting another one together here in this one as a foul is whistled. John Bradford's big point to us when we spoke with him is he said between 65 and 75% of the games, he loves how they've played. They've been really good. There's a good chunk of time where they've played well enough, and then there's that little percentage in which they've just had that breakdown. They're trying to avoid that in this match. Road games have always been a challenge for this group, and putting together the full 90 is the goal here tonight. Now can they add a second to get a little separation? Dolabella gets it back. Maldonado. Sundstrom. Dolabella. Gets bumped. Not enough for a foul. It's a good ball through the middle, but taken right back, though. Hodge is there to step first. Maldonado threads the needle. Dolabella gets fouled.
Does well, Dolabella there just to win that foul from Nigro. And it's in one of those dangerous positions. Easy to whip a ball in. It's almost like a short corner in some sense. There's a lot of hands there from Nigro. Got to be careful there. Even if you win the ball, you're likely to get a free kick against you.
So it will be a free kick. And it will be Mikey Maldonado that will have his turn at this. A team high 7 assists, one of the league leaders in the category. Maldonado loops around. Arozarena with both paws fires it out. Washington back along that right. Into the box it goes once more. It's headed high across, but the flag up for offside.
That first free kick was a little bit close to the goalkeeper. It was at him. Well, he punched it clear. There were so many good bodies in position there for North Carolina. Slightly more accurate cross might have caused the Las Vegas defenders a lot of problems. In the end, it was quite straightforward for Riker Arozarena to get a double-fisted punch on that.
Second halves have been an issue for North Carolina this year. 15 of their 26 goals that they've conceded have come after the break. O'Driscoll draws the contact. It's a foul. And a free kick coming here for the Lights.
Again, another good position for Las Vegas. They didn't take advantage of their set pieces much in the first half. I wonder if, after a few words from Devin Rensing, they'll do a better job this time around. Rory O'Driscoll doing really well there to win that free kick and get a bit of support from the home crowd who, with a couple of rolls over there, who are incensed by the tackle.
Will it be Nigro or Driscoll here? Driscoll, a former product of Minnesota United, will leave it for Nigro. Nigro curls it into the middle of the box, and it's knocked away by Hodge. Back out, Gannon laces wide left.
That's a good free kick. That is right into the heart of where everyone's at. A little bit too far out for Oliver Semler to come, sort of 8-9 yards. I'd have a look at it again, bending in. Drops on that 6-yard line, and good defending in the end from North Carolina.
The Las Vegas Lights are proud to be working with Desert Radiology as their official imaging partner for the 2025 season. Here's O'Driscoll, leaving it for Gannon. Gannon gets to the right foot. Gannon hurls one across, and it just misses wide right. He gets better as games go along.
He's got a great feet. Body can go left and right. Expect more from Coleman Gannon because he does have the talent. You do get the sense that Las Vegas have picked up from where they left off in the latter part of the first half. They're on the front foot. They're probing. I think if they get one, they can keep that momentum going. So for North Carolina, might be the substitutes, maybe like an Olex Anderson with his pace might come on, and Jelani Forbes, a new signing, because right now they've been pushed back, North Carolina, and John Bradford might want to make some subs in about 10 minutes time just to re-energize his side.
Nigro takes it away. Right through the middle, though. It's Perez. Cervania. Somersault. Perez. Well, we asked Devin Rensing, how does Las Vegas make the playoffs? And he was simple. He said, this is pro soccer. You have to win games. Our window is closing. It's about getting 3 points, and he looks back at minimizing their mistakes. They got beaten on a free kick against San Antonio. They could have fronted that ball, lack of communication. Rico Arena's mistake against New Mexico. Easily, he said, they could have had 4 to 6 points in those matches, and things could be different on the table, but they didn't. And it's similar here tonight. It's a giveaway of a free kick in the opening couple minutes, and they haven't been able to bounce back from a 1-0 deficit so far tonight.
Not so far, but looking good, looking really positive. Doesn't mean to say they can't get caught on a counter-attack. That's again why the pace of Olex Anderson might come in as a substitute.
That ball is brought down by Nigro, but it bounces up and hits his right paw.
You were talking earlier about John Bradford being happy with the majority of games that North Carolina have played. I think they're the only team that has beaten Lou City this season. And they did that at home 2-1. They went away and got beat 4-1 at Lou City. But the stats suggested it was a lot closer in that game. And I certainly think John Bradford feels that they have performed well enough to have got a few pats on the back this season. And certainly beating Lou City was one of those games. And they had a very close game. Was it in the Jaeger Cup against them as well? They lost, but it was extremely close. So certainly it's an impressive North Carolina outfit with some good options coming off the bench if they choose to use them.
Budati lifts this into a pocket, but it gets pushed out of play. Budati takes a quick throw. O'Driscoll. Herbert. Gartig lays it off left. This is somewhat how the first half ended, with all 11 players on the defensive half of the field for North Carolina. Took a few minutes, but Las Vegas were able to find some seams. Gannon comes over to get it. Nigro's to his left. Gannon wants to penetrate in. Gannon hits it with the left foot and misses high and wide, but he is not shy right now of taking shots.
Does so well to get to the point where he's on the edge of the box, but the quality of the shot got to be on target at least. But they're probing, they're looking, they need a bit of luck. Let's be fair, North Carolina's free kick gets a wicked deflection off Dolabella. They need something like that, Las Vegas, to try and break down this stubborn North Carolina defense.
Somersault. Dukes it out with Leal, and Leal gives it right back. All 3 shots of the second half have come from Las Vegas. All of them have been by Coleman Gannon. Here is Gaines. Gaines slaloms past defenders and eventually gives it away. He had 4 defenders around him. That ball hits ahead. It's Rodriguez. Rodriguez chips it. Stojanovic is late to get to it, and Devin Rensing is not happy. But the head injury forces a stoppage.
That's one of the best chances Las Vegas have had in the second half. And the referee does allow it to play on a little bit, but once that cross comes in and is not taken care of and put into the back of the net, he then blows the whistle straight away, and the referee is in that difficult position. Does he care about the player who got hit in the face? Does he care about the fact it's a good opportunity for Las Vegas? He finds that middle ground, gives them half a chance, and immediately calls the medical staff onto the pitch. Budati's had a bit of a game. He got taken out in the first few minutes, And a yellow card there for Bryce Washington. Now gets hit in the face.
Everybody will use this as a chance to share some water. And it gives us a chance to remind you that the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings.
You can see that Devin Rensing was a little bit frustrated there because it was such a good opportunity for the Lights, and the ball now ends up with North Carolina, so they seem to have benefited from that knock in the face for Yunus Boudadi.
The fans express their opinion as well. And now Oliver Savila puts the ball back into play. A long ball down the yard. It ricochets around, and it's a foul. Dolabella. Hey, Lights fans, scan the QR code on your screen for more on the official protein drink of your Las Vegas Lights. It's Promino. You can visit drinkpromino.com for more. Boudadi. Across the field, Gartig. Let it roll over for Nigro. Up and over the top this ball goes. Gaines slows it down. Up the park it goes. Herbert wins that battle as Conway hits the deck. Quick turn from Leal. Leal goes towards the corner. Pokes it around. Waiting on that back post was Gaines, but there's a foul before that. Erasing that chance from Mackenzie Gaines, waiting on that back post.
Still an opportunity for him to have shown us what he was capable of. Totally misses the target there. There was a shove in the center of the box. Probably that's why the whistle went, but still, if he hits it on target, it's a bit more confidence for him and his teammates.
And there will be a change here presented by Payblocks. Stefan Stojanovic is out and Tommy McNamara comes in. McNamara, a veteran of MLS, most recently with New England Revolution, over 100 appearances in his time. And now he gets a chance to try to see this one through in the final half hour. North Carolina 1, Las Vegas 0. It was Maldonado's free kick that hit the backside of Dolabella and redirected in the 3rd minute. That still holds up as the lone goal in this match.
Yeah, we expected to see Thomas McNamara. The 34-year-old brings so much experience, and didn't mention the likes of Stefan Stojanovic. If he doesn't score, if he doesn't impact the game, this is his 3rd opportunity. No goals at all this season, and not surprised to see him go to the bench. You wonder that if Las Vegas Lights get back into this match, some of the players who have come off might not get themselves back in that starting lineup, because the coach wants to see a team that can score goals, keep it tight at the back. And if these changes work, they might become a more permanent fixture.
And it looks like North Carolina are preparing Thomas Roberts and Olex Anderson as well to come in at the next stoppage.
That certainly would make sense to me. Olex Anderson is so quick up front, and with Las Vegas throwing everything forward, they're leaving a lot of potential for a quick transition. We just haven't seen enough of Evan Conway. He's been in such good form, but hasn't done much in this match in terms of impact in the game. Last couple of games, he hit the crossbar in the last match. He scored against Tampa, won the penalty as well. So today he's been relatively quiet.
A switch of field here. Gaines gets up. Cervania as well, and ultimately it trickles to the sideline. Waiting on it is Boudadi. O'Driscoll Leal. Nigro. Gannon. Here's Budati. Rolls it into the path of O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll weaves it to the left side, and it's cleared away. It is a corner in the end. Corner kicks brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm. Played quickly. Gannon has it. Gannon nearly pulled the trigger. Now does. Sundstrom knocks it away. McNamara leaves it over. Back inside of the 18. Headed away. Budati across. The flood of blue kits inside of the box. McNamara unleashes one. Gartig whiffs. 3 men open around the 6, and not one of them could touch it as it trickles out.
I didn't see a flag come up either. Really good opportunity here. If it falls to a striker, perhaps it hit in the back of the net, but Gartig, the big center back, having a whiff at that ball there. But at least they're getting in the right positions now, and that's why John Bradford's going to make these changes. They can't keep defending like this for the rest of the 90 minutes, you wouldn't think, so he needs to get them back on the front foot.
Bay block substitutions. Dolabella replaced by Olex Anderson. And Roberts is coming in, replacing Summersall. So Summersall is one of the men that had a yellow card. His shift is over. And now he passes the baton along. Dolabella has the goal. It sits as his team leading 7th of the season. He scored for back-to-back matches now. .25 minutes left in this one. Las Vegas this season have struggled to score goals. They've been shut out 9 times. Only Rhode Island has been shut out more frequently. Another one tonight. So Rhode Island has now been shut out 12 times this year.
Can you believe they were the finalists in the championship, and the other finalist, Colorado Springs, are also sitting outside of the playoffs in the West. So the two big teams from last season just struggling to perform this year on. Just shows you the competitiveness of the USL. Almost every coach, including John Bradford, saying it's small percentages that separate these teams these days, because they're all so good and they're so close in ability. And it really is true. From one season to the next, there can be such a variation. Las Vegas Lights, they got to the Western Final last year, and here they are sitting bottom in the West.
Well, you look at this second half, all 6 shots of the second half are from Las Vegas. But the problem of the second half is the same as the first. They have 12 shots overall for the match, none officially on target. Semlaw lifts this down the park. Nigro heads it out. And you look at the bench for Las Vegas, you have a couple defenders over there still, and Sean Smart and Nate Jones, and Von Coville, the 21-year-old, is the only man left, and he hasn't scored in his pro career. Good maneuver here. It's Roberts in. Roberts gets nudged to the surface. No whistle. Knocked down by Hodge. Perez.
Good little run there by Thomas Roberts, wasn't it? B2, and nearly got himself an opportunity for a shot in the box.
Roberts has been around the park. He's 24 years of age, but his pro career started with FC Dallas back in 2019. He's also been with North Texas, Columbus Crew as well in his time. Has that experience as a foul is whistled here on Budati. And Budati is going to see a yellow card as well. And his tough night continues.
I think that's his 8th yellow this season, which means he gets an automatic suspension next match, Yunus Budati. Probably why he's a little bit frustrated with that decision. Didn't see a lot of contact there, to be honest, but anyway, he's in the book and maybe gets a weekend off next game.
It is his 8th of the season. Hodge plays it back in. Herbert steps up. Long ball down. Rodriguez had a piece and draws, or commits the foul rather, as Hodge had stepped right in front.
Fans getting a little bit frustrated. They think it could be some time wasting going on there, but referee has to make 100% sure that in case there is an injury. Johnny Rodriguez got nearly half the goals of the team, 7 out of the team's 16 goals, and we're back to that same thing that there's no support for him from anyone up front. And Stojanovic in particular, 13 or 14 games now, not a single goal from your main number 9 striker. And that's why he's off the pitch, and he might struggle to get his place back, because obviously if you are going to play up front, you have to be banging goals in one way or another. Look on the other side, and Evan Conway's 6 goals and Luis Perez 3 and 5 assists. You know, they've been scoring goals and they've been impacting the game. Pedro Dolabella 6 goals. Hasn't been that way for Las Vegas Lions. They're struggling to find anyone other than Johnny Rodriguez to hit the back of the net.
And to your point, if you look on the field right now, the only other player this season that has scored other than Johnny Rodriguez is Anthony Herbert, and he scored in the last match. Just 1 for the year. Rodriguez whips this across and has way too much on it as it goes out for a goal kick.
The thing is, he's the top goal scorer by far. Don't you think he should be in the box scoring the goals? I mean, I know he's trying to assist, but I would think get in the box, stay in the box, let the others get you the ball, because you're a natural finisher. Maybe trying to do too much, Johnny Rodriguez, and possibly Devin Rensing will have a little word with him and say, hey, you're the fox in the box, stay in the box then.
You do see that though with strikers. When they feel like they're not getting enough touches, they start to drift. This is good effort by Gannon. He gets his shorts tugged on. And Cervania is going to join the yellow card party for North Carolina. Almost everybody on that back line has one now.
He's lucky he managed to hold on to his shorts there, or keep them on rather. There's a few good tugs there from Cervania. Yeah, for all these yellow cards, they're still defending. They're still getting in that low block. Those that are on a yellow before, like Washington and Summersall and Burner, have avoided getting the second yellow. So, again, you've got to say it's a really good defensive performance so far by the visiting side, but they've still got 20-odd minutes to go.
Along this right-hand side, and it beats Leal out. We have 20 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this one. It is North Carolina 1, Las Vegas 0. The only goal in this match came on a free kick in the 3rd minute. Mikey Maldonado hit the ball into the wall, but Pedro Dolabella did enough to get his body slightly out of the way. It hits his backside, redirects across the face of net, and goes in on the right-hand side past Arozarena. Las Vegas have all the shots in the second half. They have 12 of the 18, but they haven't put a shot on target yet. This is a critical matchup. Devin Rensing saying that they had to start winning at home if they're to make a push for the playoffs. They have it on that left-hand side. A good stop here. But once again, going negatively. Leal have it in the middle of the field. Budati. Here is Gannon. Lays it back. Leal, O'Driscoll, McNamara. Budati. Gannon. Gannon runs this way, leaves it across the middle. Maldonado sends it out.
He's been a really bright spark for me, Coleman Gannon. He's been trying everything. He's been running at the defenders, taking them on, whipping balls in. having shots. Yes, he hasn't got them on target often enough, but at least he's trying to break down the opposition. And I think Devin Rensing will be reasonably happy with Coleman Gannon's performance here today.
Budati to the touchline. The ball rolls out, and it will be a corner kick, brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm. No, it will not. I'm sorry.
Devin Rensing, look, his shoulders just slump. He's saying, come on, give us a break, guys. Two matches in charge, a draw or two draws, and here just slightly behind. Let's have a look at this again and see. Possibly it does come back off his leg. I don't think the assistant referee is necessarily wrong. It's just the luck is not going their way, and they need the luck to go their way. They need a lot of things to go their way, Las Vegas Lights. If they can then produce the run that Lexington have had and Hartford have had, then they will shoot up the table like those two teams have done.
Roberts guides that forward. It rolls into the path of Anderson. He slams the brakes on. Anderson touches it up. Roberts stops. Roberts rockets. Arozarena stymies.
Good shot from Roberts. He put some power behind it. Nicely set up by Alex Anderson, who's come on with that pace that we suggested could make a big difference as Las Vegas Lights defenders tire. And Arozarena gets down well to his left. Good hands, holds on to the ball, doesn't spill it out. Good shot and good save.
Leal over for McNamara. Nigro lays it off to the left. Gaines is now on the left-hand side. He gets that ball pushed off of his feet. A quarter hour remains in this one. Leal has it. O'Driscoll turns. O'Driscoll pummels Semla down to his right. First save that he's had to make tonight.
Well, at least they're on target, and that's the most important thing. It's forcing the goalkeeper to have to make a save. He's looked pretty solid, Oliver Semler. Got to say, not easy to come in first match. Jake Maguire, as we said, has done reasonably well this season. I'll look back at a third or fourth position in the East and say, hey, I've done a decent job, but Oliver Semler just looks like a really quality goalkeeper. We've seen him at Luz City over the last couple of seasons, and got a background starting at Karlsruhe in Germany, which is a very good club there.
Cervania wins that ball cleanly. Conway beans them out, leaves it over. Anderson backpedals, nearly stumbles, maintains his balance, lifts it across, and a redirect right in front. Thomas Roberts does not miss this time. He will not be denied as he has his first goal for North Carolina and a 2-0 edge.
The subs doing it for North Carolina. Alex Anderson on that left-hand side there with his pace. He gets the ball across. Thomas Roberts hits it first time and gets it on target. Just wondering if Arozarena could have done a little bit better with it. We'll see it on in the replay here. Alex Anderson there knocks it back. First time. Goalkeeper gets a hand to it, but can't keep it out the back of the net. And that's a real blow to Las Vegas Lights. They have been pressurizing. They've been trying to get back on level terms. And North Carolina have just like a dagger in their heart here with that second goal. And a couple of fans who seem very happy, North Carolina fans, very happy. Their team are 2-0 up and maybe about to win their first away match out of the last 5 attempts.
Devin Rensing's going to unload his bench now. Sean Smart and Vaughn Koval are coming in, brought to you by Payblocks. Sounds like Eunice Budati is one of the two that's coming out. Johnny Rodriguez comes out as well, so Your leading goal scorer is off the field in the final 13 minutes, needing a goal. One-man charge.
I hope he can safely leave the ground there. There's going to be a few very unhappy Las Vegas Lights fans with this scoreline as it is.
Tommy McNamara gets this free kick. McNamara fires it across, headed back in. Gartzig was the closest man to it. Nigro lays it off to the left. Back across it goes. Crushed down the park. Anderson watches this one trickle out. I was just thinking the last time that Las Vegas overcame a deficit, conceding first to win, it was last year at Phoenix, and it was the most dramatic of ways to come back. They scored the equalizer in the 96th. They scored the winner in the 99th. And they're certainly going to need something similar here just to even get a point at this point. And there will be 2 changes coming up here as well. It's going to be Jelani Forbes making his North Carolina debut, announced on transfer just a couple days ago. And Alcock coming in as well for Berner. So 2 changes brought to you by Payblocks. McNamara waving his hands on this side. He wants the ball. Now he gets it. Pushes everybody forward. Funnels it through the middle. It's a quick turn, but Colville is bumped off of it. And one of the biggest reasons why Devin Rensing wanted Tommy McNamara is to show these younger players how to win. That's a good play there by Smart. Gannon takes the foul. Luis Perez commits the infraction. And they wanted to go fast, and Sean Smart would have been in all by himself, and Tommy McNamara not satisfied with the fact that this ball is blown dead. McNamara right into the middle of the box. There's only red kits there. O'Driscoll. Another ball bent around to the back post. Herbert was skying high, but cannot redirect it back into the middle of the play. Monterey Bay and San Antonio finished 0-0 in that one, and Phoenix Rising continue to lead 4-1 in the other. So if you're looking at Las Vegas here in the West, Colorado Springs won't be able to pull away from you. Monterey Bay won't be able to pull away from you. But those are teams that you're just trying to get on top of, because the 8th place team right now is Orange County and New Mexico, both with 27 points.
That's a real problem now for Las Vegas. Their next match is Lexington at home. And you get the feeling if that one isn't a win, then pretty much the chances of making the playoffs are down to very, very small odds indeed, because after that they've got Phoenix away, maybe Miami at home. The next, after this, they've got 2 of 3 at home against teams they could possibly beat, Lexington and Miami. They would have to get a full 6 points and maybe grab a point at Phoenix to keep themselves in the hunt. Tall ask, but they've played reasonably well again today. I mean, it's not been a bad performance. Unlucky with the first goal. Well taken, but it felt the goalkeeper got a hand to it. Arozarena maybe could have done better. And in between that, it's more the attacking side, obviously, with no goals. That's going to be easy to say, but haven't tested Oliver Semler much up until now.
Gannon Gannon does find space. Gannon hammers it into the top corner. Coleman Gannon's first goal of the season is scintillating and gets a heartbeat back for Las Vegas.
Well, he's been their star player in this first half, and doesn't he finish that well? They've got to get tighter to him on the box. They've allowed him to come in there and get that shot, but he has such a wonderful left foot. He's such a tricky, clever player. He's been threatening throughout this game, and he's got the breakthrough, and there's life yet in this Las Vegas side.
Well, we were just talking about how Johnny Rodriguez needed help. We'll enter Coleman Gannon into the picture. And we are not done quite yet. It is 2-1 North Carolina, and the Lights are thinking about a comeback in this one.
Well, there's one thing Devin Rensing picked out about his side when we spoke to him. He said the character that they have shown in the last 2 games has been superb. Yes, 1 or 2 small criticisms about errors made, chances not taken. He said overall, character has been brilliant. Once again, they've fought back from being down as they did in the last 2 games. Question is, as the keeper gathers, the question is, can they bring it back at least to picking up a point here tonight?
I was just thinking before that Gannon goal, as you were talking about this team, it's very difficult when you enter the middle of the season to manage expectations, because if this was the start of the year and you had 2 draws to begin the season, you had a new coach, you had some new players brought in, I think there'd be a lot of confidence within this group that this team can really make a push. But because the margins are now so thin, taking over at this point in the season, looking forward, needing 6 points, it's a little bit of a different scale that you're grading this group on, because I really believe that if this team could start from the time that Devin Rensing took over, that this team could certainly make that push to be a playoff team, and they could be playing really well by the time the playoffs get there.
Yeah, it's a fair point, and maybe next year that will happen. But right now, it is what it is. They need to win games, and someone needs to stand up. Coleman Gannon has already.
And here he is again. Gannon defended better this time. O'Driscoll crushes it all the way around. It's knocked down. Dodging the first, the shot, Semla denies. Gaines nearly had the equalizer. And what an introduction that would have been here to the fans in Las Vegas.
At least that one's on target again. So we've had a game in which has been very little on target, and now in the last 10-15 minutes, more and more shots are forcing Oliver Semler into good saves, and one finding the back of the net. So much, much better from Las Vegas Lights. And maybe the confidence is beginning to spread throughout the team.
Smart tosses this around, and that was nearly a disaster. Hodges' clearance over the crossbar.
This is a chance before, just gathered here by Mackenzie Gaines, and he cuts inside, opens up his angle, side foots it, and the goalkeeper would be expected to make that save, but still a good effort.
The Richard Harris Law Firm corner kick is sent back out. If you're a Las Vegas fan, you're starting to feel a little bit of the anticipation building in this building, hoping for a lot of stoppage time. Leal have space. Leal tosses it across. McNamara was breathing on it. Gaines now hooks it, but not enough pace on that to beat Semla, who grabs.
I think he was going for that top corner to beat the goalkeeper. It would have had to be one exceptional strike. There were a couple of blue shirts just in front of the goalkeeper. It could have been meant as a cross, in which case it was overhit. But there's still time here yet for Las Vegas to grab this equalizer. Look at Devin Rensing in the near side. They're saying, close him down, put him under pressure.
North Carolina is going to make one more change. Rodrigo da Costa replaces Evan Conway. Throw-in doesn't make it past the head of Smart, but he can't get to it in time. Second half shots are 11-2 in favor of Las Vegas. The second half, I think, is what the identity of the Lights will be as Devin Rensing continues to get more and more comfortable within the Lights. High-flying, attacking, aggressive club. McNamara tosses that around. There is room for gains, and now they're going to pull this one back. And let's see, Sundstrom is down.
There's a bit of chirping going on at the referee, and he's getting a little bit annoyed with the players. He gave the free kick in favor of Las Vegas, and they feel, John Bradford is just making the point, that it should have gone their way. In fact, they're calling for a red card, saying it was an elbow. So temper's getting a little bit heated here at the end.
John Bradford not happy with that. It is a free kick, and it is a chance here in the final couple minutes. Gannon, who has scored in this one, dodges the first, bends it around over the first man. Gaines was just a little bit late to get over to it as it swept away.
Again, Coleman Gannon, absolutely brilliant feet there. Good cross, just dying as it gets into the box, which is so difficult for defenders to deal with because they've got to power it out of the box. They can't just flick it on. He really has been a star for Las Vegas Lights here tonight.
Still just 22 years of age as well.
Maybe having Devin Rensing as his coach is going to bring out the best in him because he's got the ability. He just needs to be fired up and given the confidence. And what we've seen today, he certainly has had a really big impact on this game.
Nigro tips that ball out. 90th minute, and everybody in Las Vegas wondering how much more stoppage time will there be as they try to capture another point here tonight. But it will be a corner kick here for North Carolina as they try to take out the rest of this clock.
Yeah, no rush to get to the corner. Sort of there's those two fans doing their thing still. Very impressed with their attitude. If that was England, they would need a police escort to get out safely, but happily here in the States, there's a lot more friendship when it comes to opposing fans.
Yeah, if you're in England, you need a whole line. You basically need one security guard for every opposing fan that's there. 5 minutes of stoppage time the rest of the way. How many more chances can Las Vegas generate?
Job here for North Carolina, just keep possession, keep moving it around. Don't let Las Vegas Lights get on that front foot again.
Really good outlet ball there from Forbes. And now he runs down this left channel against Smart and forces Smart to sweep it away.
Which is a smart move by North Carolina. They've boxed Las Vegas in. They've got themselves another set-piece throw. They can take their time. And it's frustrating for Las Vegas Lights, who've really had an excellent second half and might feel a little bit aggrieved that they went 2-0 down because they were certainly looking more the likely side to have scored.
Expected goals is 1.18 to 0.58.
There's a little bit of magic from Olex Anderson and Thomas Roberts is what got them to that 2-0 lead, and that might just see them over that line, that second goal.
Straddling the sideline, but taken away. Well defended by O'Driscoll. Launches it down the field. Gannon is there. Might this be a chance, but it's well defended. Huge credit there. I think that's Tristan Hodge. And now North Carolina look to put the finishing touches on. Across it goes. Smart clears. Given right back. Roberts was close. Leal has it. McNamara. Forbes steps in front to get it back. Anderson. Skips past the first two and runs right over Sean Smart. And Anderson asking his teammate to get out of the way, and now he goes into the books. It's the 5th yellow card of the night.
He just toe pokes that ball, literally only 3 or 4 yards, but you can't do that, especially in the closing parts of the game when the referee is looking for the game not to be delayed in any form. What a play to bring off the bench, Alex Anderson, with his pace and the creator of that second goal, which Thomas Roberts took really, really well. But that's the strength and depth that North Carolina have.
Herbert's pass leaves something to be desired. Rosarena keeps it in play. Looks like he might have turned an ankle. Long ball into the box. It is Gaines. Heavy first touch. Corner kick.
Just wonder if Gaines could have headed that ball into the danger area, but he's got a corner anyway.
And he has it here. Lays it back. McNamara. McNamara dodges the first. Nigro. Contact in the middle of the field. Back post it goes. Herbert cannot get the right foot on it.
It's close. Herbert was literally inches away from ghosting in at that far post and getting on the end of that. There was a little off the ball incident there as a player goes down for Las Vegas Lights there, but just slightly overhit, otherwise he was in.
Might that be the end of the chances for Las Vegas as we hit the 95th minute now? Rosarena looks okay now. And it will be one more chance here for Las Vegas in the final half minute. Trailing by a goal. Long ball down the field, headed away. Threaded ball, Rosarena gets there. Rosarena hits it out of play. And that is the full-time whistle. North Carolina come across the country and get an elusive road win. Their first since June 6th. 2-1 on the road tonight against Las Vegas.
Tough one for Devin Rensing and his side. They had more chances, more efforts on goal, more possession, all the stats are in their favor, and a good goal from Coleman Gannon. But well done, John Bradford and North Carolina. Slightly fortunate perhaps with the first goal, but they got a good second and they held on to it really well.
Your man of the match is presented by Payblocks, and it is Coleman Gannon. And he gave this team a heartbeat in the 83rd minute. His first goal of the year was a banger.
Fantastic strike. Defenders just backing off, allowing, you got to get tight here. They back off and back off. He's in the box and thinks, I tell you what, I'm going to hit this. And doesn't he hit it well? Doesn't give Oliver Semler any chance whatsoever. Great strike.
The final score tonight is North Carolina 2, Las Vegas 1. We'll step out for a break. Recap our matchup when we come back as North Carolina wins on the road.
My name is Melvin Hicks. Friends call me, and all the people call me Mr. Hicks. I appreciate you guys. I'm here because this is my job. This is what I do. I mean, it's a exciting time to just be here with the team. I love it, man, and get to do the ushering and get to do the gatekeeping here. This place right here is fantastic. And the energy never misses, because you know why? We got the greatest team ever. The Lights. You see what I'm saying?
Welcome back to Las Vegas, where North Carolina gets a road victory for the first time since the beginning of June. 2-1 the final tonight, and some happy fans celebrating a 13th birthday here this evening. Michael and Gary tying the bow on our coverage tonight, and if you just joined us, you missed a hot start for North Carolina, and it was an excuse me goal off of Pedro Dolabella's back that Raiko Arozarena couldn't save.
Yeah, Mikey Maldonado with the free kick, wicked deflection. The goalkeeper wrong-footed, struggling to get back there, and they were off to a lucky but good lead for the visiting side.
That's how the score was until halftime, and then in the second half, it's the substitutes. Olex Anderson and Thomas Roberts combining for the second, and what proved to be a game winner.
Yeah, Roberts hits this really well first time, and Rosarena just gets a hand to it but can't keep it out. Olex Anderson providing that pace and speed as a substitute, and they were 2-0 up, but give Las Vegas credit. They battled to get back in the game.
Las Vegas was really good in the second half. They had a bunch of shots. I think they finished with 12 in the second half alone. And in the 83rd minute, a man that is never shy on energy, Coleman Gannon, finally gets rewarded his first goal of the year.
Played well this entire match and just allowed too much space there. Both defenders backing off, and he says, you're going to give me space on the edge of the box. I will take the shot. And does he bury this one past Oliver Semler? Great strike.
Something to build on, but not enough to get a point tonight as we take a look at the Western Conference standings here, presented by AMR Medic West Ambulance. And Las Vegas still looking up now. They're within striking distance of the teams above them, but not enough to get above the playoff line. And as Devin Rensing said, the window is closing.
It is. Look at the goals difference, -22. They're giving away far too many goals. But under Rensing, they've looked much, much better. They're going to need to win at least 2 of the next 3, both of them at home. They've got Lexington, they've got Phoenix away, and then Miami at home. If they don't win those 2 at home and get maybe a point against Phoenix, you struggle to see how they're going to make the playoffs.
Conversely, in the East, presented by Payblocks, it is North Carolina jumping to 3rd. And next week, they go home to face a resurgent Hartford side.
A fantastic position, brilliant for John Bradford's side here. They've been a solid team throughout the season, and again today, defended well in that low block and took goals when they came their way. Really, really good performance by North Carolina this season.
North Carolina's road struggles have been talked about a lot, but not tonight. They were excellent for the full 90. 2-1 the final score here this evening in Las Vegas. 3 points heading back to Cary. For my partner tonight, Gary Bailey, I'm Michael Watring signing off. Thanks so much for watching the USL Championship as North Carolina beats Las Vegas 2-1. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.